Blessings, blessings, blessings. We back, we back, we back. Just wanted to do a little quick game one recaps. Quick game one recaps. Had some really, really good game ones. And then, of course, we had some duds. A lot of interesting developments, injuries. Of course, I hate injuries. Now, I wish it was like a video game. You could just turn the injuries off, let all the teams be at full strength, but we know that's a part of the game. So we're going to start with the games from last night first, and then we'll keep going down the line. First up, Super Dud. The Nuggets beat the Timberwolves 109-80. This game went about how I thought it would. The Timberwolves, they just a low IQ team. I think the Nuggets is gonna win this series easily, of course, by my prediction. And the game kind of went how I thought it was gonna go. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. At a certain point, I just turned it off because it was boring. They were just getting killed. They were just getting murdered. And I like Anthony Edwards. I like Cat to an extent. Cat just soft, but this series and especially at game one, it went like I thought it was gonna go. It was not entertaining to watch. I started watching YouTube. I just went and watched something else because it was just a beatdown, as much as a beatdown can be in the playoffs. They ended up losing by 29. I'm pretty sure it probably was ebbs and flows. They might have came back at some point a little bit, cut it to 15. I don't know. They might have didn't even do that, but I wasn't watching it. After they started getting killed, it was over. It was time to watch something else. But I think Joker and the Nuggets gonna handle this easily. Game one seems to indicate that. All right, Milwaukee and Miami. Now, this is interesting because Giannis went down early in the game. Miami really controlled the game from start to finish. Jimmy Butler went off as he always does. Jimmy Butler is a playoff performer. I was talking to somebody, and I think we were saying that the 76ers really went wrong when they picked Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. And that's another conversation for another time, but not only did Giannis get hurt, Tyler Hero got hurt as well. So they saying the report is Giannis might play in game two, but Tyler Hero is supposed to miss, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. The Heat won 130-117. We know this Heat team they disciplined, they tough, they physical. They always gonna play better than what people expect them to because they well coached. It's a well-ran organization. Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra instill something in these boys that they always hooping. They always have a team that they're gonna be out there hooping. So I think Reggie Miller was the one who said Tyler Hero is a bigger loss to the Heat than Giannis is to the Bucks. Now I feel you, Reggie. I feel you, Hall of Famer. I feel you. I understand where you was trying to go with it. I seen where you was trying to get it to curl all the way over, but nah, you can't value a lead dog as much as you can a six man. Tyler Hero is great. I think he averaged 20 for him. You know, he is important to their team, but not as important as a perennial MVP candidate. Without Giannis, Milwaukee is still it's a well-built team, but they look real regular. They look real regular without Giannis. Middleton had 30 plus, but it was a quiet 30 plus. And then as you go down the roster, you know, you got Drew who had a career year, but he's not that guy. He's not a lead dog. I think Middleton at times has showed that, but that's not what his true role is. And I don't think it bodes well for Milwaukee if he has to continue to play that role. But it's good news that Giannis is reportedly has a chance of playing in game two because they're gonna need Giannis to beat this team. We talked about in the intro to the playoffs how this team does have playoff history. He beat them one year, then they came back and beat them the next year. I want to say that he went to the finals the year they beat the Bucks, and the Bucks won the finals the year that they beat the Heat. So I think these teams know each other real well, although there are changes to the roster. You know, you got Joe Ingles now on Milwaukee. That team is stacked. Don't get me wrong. But Giannis has the greatest impact if he misses any time on this series. If Giannis misses time, then you can throw Bucks and 5 out the window. It might already be dead because of the game 1, but we'll see. I like this team. They well built. They well coached. Even though I think Eric Spoelstra is a better coach than Bud Budenholzer is still a good coach. He come from the pop tree, so we'll see how it go, man. I know he gonna try to make adjustments if Giannis can't play, but it's hard to replace 30 and 15 from one player. Like it's kind of I don't want to say it's impossible because stranger things have happened, but we'll see how this series go. But right now, Miami is up 1-0, and we'll see where it go. Also, yesterday we saw the Lakers beat the Grizzlies 128-112. This game kind of went how everybody who thinks the Lakers is gonna win was supposed to go. I think the game was close. The Lakers showed that their size and their interior defense is a problem. Ja had a okay game before he got hurt, which the report is he might miss game 2. So they experiencing opposite fortune of the Bucks. But Vanderbilt did a real good job on them. And then even in the intro video, the Lakers made so many changes. I said KCP was on the team, and he's not even on the team no more. He played for Denver. But Vanderbilt did a good job on him. I think his size, his length, he has enough foot speed to where he can't just get blown by. But the fact that AD is back there waiting, it helped their interior defense be really, really good outside of Jaren Jackson Jr. showed up to the playoffs. He showed that he's ready for this run this year. So is the rest of the team going to come with him? Desmond Bane did not shoot well. He plays way better than that. You saw Desmond Bane said he don't think that Rui going to play that good the whole series. We'll see. It's getting spicy early. You know, the Grizzlies like to talk. The Lakers probably would be a little bit more subdued. They might not really respond like that, but the Grizzlies going to say something. And I think Dylan Brooks holding LeBron, he did not do good. LeBron just didn't have to go nuclear, or he's not at that point yet to where he can ramp it up to be the true playoff LeBron that we know. So we'll see. I still like my pick if Ja can play. If Ja is out, it's over with. If Ja not gonna play, it's a wrap. Even though this team has shown in the past that they can perform when Ja is out because that defense and all that, but not having Kiwi back there, not having Brandon Clark, that interior defense is not the same. So it makes all the defense look worse when you're missing 2 big pieces like that. So the size for the Lakers is a problem for this team, but I still believe that if this team is whole, they are the better overall team. Austin Reeves, they call him Hillbilly Kobe. He was going off. He was going off. He was balling. I like his game. I like the fearlessness of his game. So we'll see. Is he gonna keep playing like that? Is Rui Hachimura gonna hit all them threes and he hitting fadeaways and all that, and they chirping with each other? So we'll see if they keep it up or not. If they don't, then it's gonna go how I think it's gonna go. Grizzlies gonna end up winning in 6. I didn't pick the games one by one, so we'll just see how they go. I'm not a big a person that overreacts off of one game. Off of game 1, it's really more than likely you always see it's like a fill-out game. The real adjustment starting game 2. It's always big to win game 1 because that's before the real adjustment's gonna come in. So it does hold weight, but I really don't like overreacting to a game 1 result because you never know. That's why they play the games. This game was so good, man. This was so good. So good. Clippers and Phoenix. Clippers win 115-110. We got Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard going at it, going blow for blow. The teams really showed up. You saw the veteran presence of the Clippers. Whenever the Suns made a run, or when the Suns took back over the game, because at first the Clippers was winning for a large part of the first half. The Suns clamped down and they took over, but the Clippers showed their poise, they showed their veteran know-how, and they came back and they won this game. And I think it's so important that we mention was Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook had the best worst game of all time. This man was like 3 for 20. He was bricking everything. He hit, the 3 shots he hit was surprising. It was like, oh, he hitting something. But his energy, his hustle, his fight helped him win this game. He had some crucial rebounds at the end of the game. He was playing really good defense on Kevin Durant to start the game, but KD gonna be KD. He gonna get his eventually. But I really like my pick here. I really like Clippers in 7. Like I said, if Paul George was back, I think they would win in 6. But because they don't have Paul George, I know Monty Williams is a good coach, even though I think Ty Lue is a better coach, because Ty Lue playing Terrence Mann more minutes is what really helped them sustain the offensive flow that they needed to really get this win. With Paul George being out, you need another guy who is semi-creator like that, because he's not really a creator on the level of Kawhi and Paul George, but he can create. He's a hustler just like Westbrook. And I think this Clippers team really is going to present some problems to this Suns team, with Devin Booker having to play a bigger role because they traded away all their defense to get Kevin Durant. All their real wing defenders is gone now. That was Mikal Bridges' job. They try to throw Torrey Craig out there to be a wing defender, but Devin Booker is basically the one who has to pick up the best player on their team, or at least the second best player. So he's expending a lot of energy on the defense, and then he still has to do more ball handling now too, with Chris Paul showing like a slight reduced role. DeAndre Ayton, he has to be tougher. He cannot let Zubac outwork him the way that he did. But Zubac is really physical, and I think that really was messing with Ayton. I think he didn't play as well because of the physicality of Zubac. So we'll see. We'll see if the Clippers can get another one. They stole home court advantage. When you're the road team, that's the main thing you want, just getting one on the road. I don't think this team is going to be happy with just getting one on the road, just like I don't think Miami is going to be happy with getting one on the road, but we'll see. The Lakers either, because they won on the road too. The only home team that won yesterday was Denver. But we'll see how it go. I think this is a great series. I think every game is going to be good like that. I was telling somebody it's really weird seeing Chris Paul come off a pick and roll and miss a mid-range. It just looked fake. And I think they had a lot of misses on makeable shots that they will correct, or they, to the best of their abilities. We'll see how game 2 go. Give credit to the Clippers. They had good game plan. They executed for the most part. They did not let the Suns get in too much of a rhythm. Some of that is a lack of experience of playing together with them, and then some of it was just the Clippers having a really good game plan from Ty Lue. So we'll see how this series go. I'm still confident in my pick right here. We'll see. Saturday, we saw Boston beat the Hawks 112-99. This series it's just a bad matchup for the Hawks. I think it's gonna be. I'm very confident in this pick still. I think every game gonna go like this because the Hawks can be so explosive. I think the games won't be as lopsided as Denver and Minnesota will look, but I think the Boston gonna really take care of this series. I don't think it's gonna be no real danger of us ever thinking they about to lose this series. I think Atlanta probably get one at home, riding their crowd. They probably gonna be down 2-0. Their crowd gonna be going crazy trying to get them back in it, and they probably end up winning a real close one in Atlanta. But watching this game, you see, they said Jaylen Brown busted stitches open, or he re-aggravated the little injury. You could not tell that man was going off. What I really like about this team is you got Robert Williams on the back end erasing everything. Any mistake they make, it seems like he's always there. He's always making the right rotation. He don't have no neck, but he got awareness. I love that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown crashed the board so hard. I love Malcolm Brogdon on this team. I think he adds the element that they really was missing the most in the finals last year. Having a true ball handler who can get his when he needs to. He can spot up and knock down shots. You know, Marcus Smart is more of a defender. He played the role admirably. But Malcolm Brogdon is a definite upgrade. So we'll see how they continue to play this. I think Derrick White played a really good game on Trae Young. So we'll see how the series go. It was controlled by the Celtics the whole way, and I think that's how the series is going to be. This was a great game as well. Jalen Brunson is a problem. Like this man, last year when he was on Dallas and he was balling, I was riding with him. I liked how he was. I liked this game. But when he got sent to New York, I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to replicate that, having a bigger role, having more attention on you now. Sometimes with that game plan to switch to you, then it's harder for you to be effective. But Jalen Brunson was still balling on these boys, man. And then Donovan Mitchell did his best LeBron James impersonation Saturday. You know, just being the only one out there really looking like something for real. Darius Garland wasn't looking too bad. I think defensively they are way better than what they look. But when you have Isaac Okoro out there and he's your best wing defender, but he just is so much of a liability on offense, they have to play Cedi Osman more. And I think that's not really what they want to do. So they're going to need Okoro to step up. He's going to have to step up. He's going to have to knock down his shots. When the doubles come, when the defense is giving all the attention to Darius and Donovan Mitchell and Mobley to a smaller extent, even Jared Allen, you know, they have the pieces, but I think that small forward, that three, that wing, if you will, since it's positionless basketball for the most part now, I think that wing position is what they really gonna have to see what they got there. If they end up having a shorter run this year than they think they should have, there's going to be a different point of emphasis in the offseason because they need to upgrade their position. It's funny because last year in the first round, Donovan Mitchell was on the Jazz, Brunson was on the Mavericks, and Brunson was giving him that work then. They both went to the Eastern Conference in the offseason, and now Brunson is giving their work again. Donovan Mitchell is an outstanding playoff performer. I think he's top 5 all time in scoring in the playoffs. I don't want to say that I'm not confident in his pick, but Julius Randle definitely stepped up. I think overall the Knicks played a lot better than what I thought they was going to do. Grimes was going off. I think this team is really good. Tom Thibodeau has always been a good coach. So we'll see. We'll see can the Cavs win game 2. They don't want to go down 0-2 to this team because this team has fight. They gritty. They're going to be a good defensive team, of course, under Tom Thibodeau. And then if they getting that scoring from Brunson, that consistent scoring to where Julius Randle can really be the number 2 and not have to be the number 1, then I think this team is going to be a way bigger problem for the Cavs than I might have estimated. Philly and Brooklyn went how I thought it was going to go. 121-101. I say that Brooklyn was committed to doubling Embiid. Embiid was hitting his shooters, and they was knocking them down. James Harden showed up. James Harden played exceptionally well, and I think that is the recipe for them easily handling the series. And really, that's their recipe throughout the playoffs because Joel going to get him, and teams going to send doubles at him. So are the others going to be able to knock down shots? Are the others going to be able to step up and do what they need to do for this team to succeed? Because as long as Joel is healthy, he's going to be effective. He's nearly unstoppable in there. I don't see nobody who's really can just match up with him and then it's like, oh, okay, he might have a problem. The dude is getting buckets, and that's going to force teams to send doubles because Brooklyn obviously has to because they don't have any chance of anybody stopping this man. So they have to send doubles. So the others have to continue to knock down their shots. If they knock down their shots, this series will go probably 4. They might get swept, but like I said, with respect to them being professionals, man, I don't want to call no sweeps, but man, I don't see it. This is a horrible matchup for them. They might get one in Brooklyn if Cam Thomas go off, because that man is a bucket, but the Philly did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business, so we'll see what happens in Game 2. Game 2 is tonight, matter of fact, so we'll see. We'll see soon what they're going to do tonight. Last but not least, my boys. Steph Curry and the Warriors lost to the Kings. The Kings had 126. The Warriors was 123. Steph had a great look at the end. It wasn't a lot of time, but it was an open look. I think you lived with that. Even before that, you had Wiggins in the corner to take the lead. Some people say Klay should have just went with it, but they did kind of collapse on the rim. He could have tried to go up with it, but I think you live with that shot from Wiggins. Even with Wiggins being rusty, Wiggins has hovered around being a 40% three-point shooter. Wiggins probably could have drove it and got to the line, but you live with that shot. This Kings team offensively is historically great, so I think historically they was ranked the best offense of all time. With pace adjusted is kind of different, but even still, De'Aaron Fox is him, man. This man showed up. One of my crowd brothers, me and him always go back and forth because when he got drafted, Lonzo got drafted the same year, and I'm a big Lonzo guy and he's a big De'Aaron Fox guy, and obviously Lonzo ball career hasn't went as well as De'Aaron Fox's has, especially with them making the playoffs this year. De'Aaron Fox being the 1B, I say, the Sabonis. But even in this game, it looked like 1A and 1B was Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox, because Malik Monk presented a huge problem for the Warriors. I think the Warriors didn't game plan really for him to be as effective as he was, which I see them making adjustments tonight. I think the Warriors going to win by double digits. I don't think it might not be a blowout, but I think it might be 112-99, something like that. I think that game it's important because of the Warriors' road worker during the season. For them to win one on the road, it's better to win Game 2 than have to try to win Game 5 or Game 7. Really would have been better to win Game 1, but I think that game was more important to Sacramento because of the long drought they had. Their fans was in there going crazy. It was loud on TV. Like, I was in the arena. At one point in the game, you saw De'Aaron Fox tell Mike Brown, "I can't hear what you're saying. It's too loud." While Mike Brown trying to give him the plays. But this was a really good game. I think Kuminga had to play more in the series because of how athletic he is. He only played 10 minutes. He scored 8 points. He can give you more than that. You can get him closer to like 20 minutes because Dante DiVincenzo was getting cooked by De'Aaron Fox. They tried him out there. GP2, he did all right, but the man is just too fast and he's so athletic. And because his jumper has gotten to a level where it's way more reliable, Ja Morant gets the press. Ja Morant is more superstars because of his personality and how larger than life he seems sometimes. But De'Aaron Fox might be better than Ja. They won in the first round last year, but really the Timberwolves really lost more than they won. And even in that series, Desmond Bane played better than Ja did. But De'Aaron Fox, really, his mid-range game is so nasty. He got the floater game. He got the fearlessness. Nobody can stay in front of him. I think De'Aaron Fox, I don't know, it's debatable. We'll see how this series goes. I still got Warriors in 6. I think Warriors win tonight. They get the proverbial monkey off their back. They go ahead and get their road win in. You know how they say the series don't start till a road team gets a win. So we'll see if they can pull it off tonight. They lost by 3. They had 2 good looks, one to win it and one to tie it at the end. So I think at the end of the day, I think they live with it. They come back. They adjust how they supposed to. They got killed on the offensive boards. I think they're going to be able to adjust to that. But you can't expect Sabonis to be as quiet as he was, even though he still had a double-double. you didn't really feel his impact in the game outside of some key offensive rebounds. And I think he will play better, but I think Klay didn't particularly play well. Jordan Poole didn't particularly play well. I think they will play well. I think really outside of Steph, nobody really just played well. And then Steph didn't really play the best either, because at one point they was up 3. Steph dribbled out the whole clock, and then he takes a deep 3. You know, and I think that shot selection was an issue, but I think more so anything, their point of attack defense and their rebounding is what they really have to check the most. This team lives and dies by the 3, but they're adept and capable of beating you inside. I think they're going to attack more inside because the Kings showed that their interior defense is not that good. So I think they're going to attack more inside. That's going to open up the 3 more. I think defensively they'll be more sound. We might see some matchup switches. We'll see what Kerr and the boys think of, but I still think Warriors in 6. Warriors going to get a win tonight. We'll see, man. That was the first round. That was all the games. We got Philly and Brooklyn tonight. Warriors and Kings is the late game. We'll see if these teams can even up the series, or will the teams that won game 1 go up and take 2-0 leads. I hesitate. You know, I talked about earlier about overacting the game 1. I don't want to say this is a must-win for the Warriors, but I think the Warriors really, really want this win. I don't think they see it as a must-win because they are very good at home, but I think this is a game that they really, really going to want to win, and I think it's going to be evident on the court by the way that they play. So we'll see how the night goes. We'll see who has big games. Can Malik Monk sustain this? The energy that he had, the effectiveness that he had. So we'll see tonight, man. With that being said, shalom, y'all. Go in peace.